We've had another tornado warning that has been issued in our area. This time it's around that Monticello area moving towards Somerset, and it could head up to London depending on how it changes throughout the next couple of minutes. So we're going to keep an eye on that system. Let's take a look at the live pinpoint Doppler radar. We can see, here's a look at that tornado warning. We're seeing portions of McCreary County, Pulaski County, and Wayne County in the area. That's what we're tracking, is this system right here. What you need to know about it is we've been kind of looking at this area for a while. We've been seeing that faster wind speeds over the past couple minutes, but as we're looking at the velocity, that's when you're going to start to see that little rotation right there, right? So we're starting to see the movement of this, and as we've been mentioning over the past couple hours in our tornado coverage, is that we have the wind speeds and a way that we can visualize that on the velocity. So we have that inbound and the outbound, which in this case right now is green, and that darker blue, which is helping us see that rotation that we have our eyes on. Now this is set to travel as we're going through the next couple minutes in this direction. So we will see it moving more towards the northeast as we're going through the next couple minutes. So here's a better look at this system as we're kind of getting a little bit closer to it. We'll go ahead and zoom on in to that area. You kind of saw it jump in between two things right there. We're looking at different radar scans, but there's a better look at what we're looking at. So Mill Springs, Monticello, Gregory, that's where we're looking at right now. If you're in that area, you need to make sure that you're in the center portion of your home. You're as far away as you can get from any windows. Bathrooms are great options if there's no window in there. Closets are great options as well. Most closets don't have windows. Same things with hallways. If you're in a bathroom and you have a tub, maybe get into that tub, cover your head with the pillow. If you have a basement, that is the best option. Basements will keep you the most safe as we're going through the next couple of minutes. Now, this system, let's see how fast it's moving. I'll go ahead and pull that up off air so I can just see how fast that's traveling. Looks like it is moving at, it does not say, I cannot find it right now, but it's moving about 50 to 60 miles an hour based on how everything else has been moving the past couple of hours. I'll go ahead and pull up what you can expect with this tornado warning in terms of how fast it's moving. Again, there's that tornado warning, but we are also looking at severe thunderstorm warnings throughout the area as well. So we really have our eyes on a lot of things today. So let's go ahead and put that cone on there, see how fast it will be moving throughout the next couple of minutes. So by the time we get into 6:37, so just 2 minutes from now, we're looking at it at Quinton, Burnside around 6:39, by 6:42 Omega. Then we'll see it in Hale by 6:45, and then by 47 we'll see it in Poplarville. So we're really seeing that system move through a couple of cities. Now I'll go ahead and zoom out just a little bit so you can see just where it's heading, towards the I-75 corridor. So that's where we're watching as we're going through the next couple minutes. We'll see how that does differentiate. And again, that tornado warning is set to expire at 7 a.m. So we could see it reach that area as we continue to travel, but hopefully it'll get downgraded by that point. Right now, it's just staying in McCreary County, Pulaski County, and Wayne County. And I mean, you can get a better picture of just where we're seeing that as we're going into the specifics on this, right? So as we're looking at Wayne County, really just looking at the northeastern portion of Wayne County. As we move into Pulaski County, we're really looking at the southern portion of Pulaski County. Then for McCreary County, we're really just looking at the very northern tip of the county. So that's what you can expect as we're going through the next couple of minutes for those counties. Now, so when I say that we are looking at Pulaski County, Wayne County, and McCreary County, it's not the entirety of the area. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. But if you are anywhere in that shaded area, it is important to have yourself staying safe and protected and being under cover if you are anywhere in that tornado warning. And if you're driving anywhere near that area, excuse me, you also need to make sure that you are being safe. So some of the places we're looking at, if you're near Mill Springs, Betsy, if you're by Span, Gregory, Delta, Kinder, even Monticello, even though it's moved a little bit past, you're still getting the back end of that system. You need to be in your safe spot. Even moving a little bit more to the west as we're traveling in this tornado warning near Quinton, Kidder, Keno, Sloan's Valley, Blue John, Burnside, Fraser. If you're moving towards portions of Colo, Hale, Mount Victory, Piney Grove, Waitstone, you need to be in your safe spot. You're under that tornado warning right now, so you need to be protected. As we've mentioned multiple times, it's really critical for you to be in the most center portion of your home, having your head protected. We'll go ahead and look at the velocity on this, just see if we can see any movement of that system specifically in that couplet. Again, I know we mentioned this in the last coverage of this, but you see that purple right there? That is just from the radar. That does not mean insane wind speeds. That's just because we are far away from that radar in Jackson. You can see almost a perfect circle highlighted around it. So don't think that that's any crazy wind speeds. That is just the outside of that radar. So a little bit of a better view on that couplet we're talking about. We're seeing that's moving quite fast. I mean, it was at the beginning of the tornado warning just a second ago. It was right about here over Monticello, but now we've moved and it's more towards the center portion of this tornado warning, towards the edge of Wayne County, moving into Pulaski County. So that's where we're locating right now. Again, you can see the gray right there and the green shifting more towards those outbound winds. Excuse me. And then we have the blue right here, and that's fast inbound winds. I mean, you can see towards the end of this chart is where that blue is. So we're seeing some quite fast wind speeds this morning all across the area, but specifically right here, I mean, we're looking up to some very incredibly fast wind speeds for this morning and for the system. So it's going to be a fast one moving. Let's go ahead and pull this out just a little bit, see how fast it is. Yeah, that's saying it is 106 miles for those dark blue outbound winds, and as we're traveling towards the other direction, it's not as fast, but still quite fast. That gauge to gauge here is about 70 miles, so it's a very fast turning. So as we're talking about that earlier, we have how fast it's moving, and we were saying that earlier, 55 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour. That's how much it's moving in location from point to point. But when we're talking that gauge to gauge here, that's how fast it's spinning. So that's a way to define that for you as we're going through this system. So again, that's going to continue to move over the next couple hours as we're tracking that this morning. I mean, we've been watching a lot of that this morning, a lot of fast winds, heavy rainfall, lightning, and we'll continue to watch some severe storms throughout the day. I mean, this is a very active system. I know we're pulling up that SPC outlook, that Storm Prediction Center outlook the other day, and it was, I mean, we're looking at a lot in terms of what we can expect. Here's what we're seeing for today alone in that second category. I know yesterday was a lot elevated, but now we're in that Thursday. And then as we go into Friday, here's some better news, right? We're going to back off of that a little bit, so we'll see that. And then as we go into even into Saturday, we do still have chances for more severe weather. So we're going to continue tracking this over the next couple days. It's not really going to stop anytime soon as we have back-to-back events, and that's why we're focusing so heavily on the flooding implications, especially for our western counties, because as you can see highlighted here, I mean, we still haven't seen any rain for our Virginia counties and for some of our portions of our Tennessee counties. We've stayed completely dry for the most part, and all of our rain has really stayed for our western Virginia counties. And as we just zoom out, I mean, you can just see the full scale of this entire event. I mean, with the radars that we have selected, we can only see this portion that's highlighted, but it does go all the way down into portions of Dallas. I mean, you see that tornado warning all the way down in Dallas, but as you focus on here, we have a tornado warning towards Nashville. We have tornado warning obviously in our area that we're tracking towards Monticello, going towards Somerset and London, and then we have the one that we're tracking earlier in Logan County, and that is now on the way. So this is a very severe system. I mean, we've had those temperatures like crazy warm for this time of year. I mean, we were seeing 80 degrees, which is abnormal for this time of year, and giving that energy that that system needs to produce these tornadoes that we're watching. So that's why we're keeping an eye on it so heavily, and why we have so many systems in the area. I mean, it's been back after back after back. I mean, we've had 3 separate wall-to-wall coverages because we've stopped. There's been a break in the tornadoes, and then they've reformed again. And then we had that second one, and the same thing is happening now. Now, the good news is that tornado watch, last time I checked, was set to expire at 7 a.m. I'll go ahead and go on WYMT.com. Just another piece of information to you. If you go to WYMT.com, you have that red bar at the top of the website. That'll take you to the weather alerts in place. And that watch for tornado watch is again, yes, so it's still set to expire at 7 a.m. this morning. So we're going to continue to track that as we're going into the next couple hours. And I mean, again, it's set to expire at 7, but I would not be surprised if they extended that one more time just as we're continuing to watch the system move. I know I just had my main weather hit in the short newscast that we had, and I was mentioning how it was over and over and over again. And this round, the morning round, the overnight last night into today is set to expire as we're kind of heading into the midday hours, the morning hours. Around 9 o'clock is when we kind of have that lull, but there are more chances of severe weather, especially for our western counties as we continue. So again, it's really just back to back to back. So here's another look at that tornado warning. You can kind of see how fast it's moved over the past couple hours. I mean, as I mentioned, it started at the very beginning of this warning towards Monticello, but it's already made a lot of movement. There you go. They just updated it, so now you can see where it is now. They've shortened it, so it looks like they're not extending it past this. They really just have it kept to McCreary, Pulaski, and Wayne. They have not extended it into Laurel County. So Laurel County, you are not under a tornado warning, just McCreary, Pulaski, and Wayne County. So if you're in Burnside community, you need to be taking shelter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see some different locations on there of places you should be careful of. If you're near Dixie School, you should be taking cover. Same with Vaughn School. If you're towards the Somerset Mall, you should be taking cover. Eric just joined us back in. He just went home, but unfortunately, tornado warning has come back in. I'll go ahead and highlight some roads with this as well as you're moving towards, let's see, Keno Road, as well as Roberts Bend Road. I mean, we're seeing that Garland School. These are all areas where we're seeing that high rainfall rate, and we're also under that tornado warning. So again, that's what we're watching today. Yes, Eric. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. I do not see that yet, Eric. Eric gave me an update on a new storm.
It's the tornado watch.
Oh, tornado watch. Oh, okay. So he just pointed this out to me, so I'll go ahead and highlight that. I know I was just talking about how the tornado watch is set to expire at 7, but they have extended it into, it looks like Leslie, Perry, Knott, Floyd, and Martin County are now under that tornado watch as well, and that is until 9. So the first one was until 7, and now they've extended it not only in location but duration. So now we're seeing a little bit more of our area under that, but Estill, Powell, Menifee, and Rowan are no longer under that tornado watch. It's just from Wayne County to Elliott County, and then as we're getting into Whitley County to Martin County that we are watching this system. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the radar just so you can see a picture of that. Now, as I was telling Eric, the viewers, Eric, we had this one right here that was a little bit longer, but they have shortened it and they did not extend it with it. Okay. So it's just set in McCreary, Pulaski, and Wayne, and it was a little bit soon over here, but they since extended it, and we have another tornado warning, but this is not in our area, so I want to highlight that. It's in Clinton County, but with that, it's in a different National Weather Service. So this is under the Louisville National Weather Service office, whereas Wayne County is under the Jackson National Weather Service. So they will have to communicate to extend that box. We'll see what they end up doing as this line moves from Clinton County into Wayne County. So again, this one is not under our viewing area as of right now. However, it is moving that way over the next couple of minutes. Now, I will go ahead and go back to this one. Do you want to drive or do you want to do the wall?
I'll drive.
Okay. Eric will be driving. I will return to the wall for this coverage, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. So if you go to velocity, you'll kind of see what we've been looking at with this system. It's kind of been, they had a pretty tight couplet earlier. Ooh. I mean, it's, as I mentioned earlier, I want to go ahead and highlight this because now it's interfering with the couplet. So you see that purple right there? Again, that is not extremely fast winds. That is just part of the edge of the radar. Yes, I just saw that they did communicate. So this one that was in Clinton with the Louisville National Weather Service, they have communicated with the Jackson National Weather Service. So you can consider this as just one long tornado warning for that system right there near Cumberland City moving towards Monticello. So again, earlier this system started in Monticello. Looks like another one is on the way. Monticello has been hit. This would be the second time, and once this one goes through, we're looking at a third. So Monticello, it's really important for you to be very safe through these things. So you've seen 2 different instances kind of similar to this. So we're wanting to keep you safe. Stay indoors as we're going through the next couple times. And right now it's 6:42. I know that's about the time that a lot of people go to work. I know it's not yet to school time, but we're still at the point where it's very critical that you stay indoors. I mean, we're not too far off of some roads around the area. I know we still have a while till we get into that I-75 line, and this tornado warning is not towards I-75 yet, but we're still watching these tornado warnings. So we have 3. Now this one again is just a continuation of this one, but this one for Clinton County, just outside of our region, and then we have this one right behind it for Pulaski County and Wayne County. Again, you do see a little portion of Pulaski here, and then as we travel into the one right behind it or right to the northeast of it, we have again yet another one for portions of Wayne County, Pulaski County, McCreary County, and it does cut off before Laurel County. So Laurel County is not under that tornado warning. So we're just watching as this system moves through. Right now, Monticello is in a clearing. We're kind of in between 2 different systems. Again, we have the one that just went through Monticello, and then we have the one behind it that will be making its way as we're going through the next couple minutes. So we'll see how that treads. This one right here, that is the continuation of the Clinton one, is set to expire at 7:15. So we still have 30 minutes on that warning. We'll see how they change it, obviously, through the next couple of minutes. And then the one behind it, which I do not remember what time it's set to expire, if you'll check that one as well.
The one behind it expires at 6:15. The one for Wayne County and Kentucky and Pulaski County, 7:15. And then the one in front of that expires at the top of the hour.
Top of the hour, so 7 o'clock. So this is a very travel heavy time. I don't really know what time many people get on the school bus. I know it's around this time to an hour from now. So within this window, if you're in any of those areas, just stay home. Try to stay safe as possible during this time. We want you to stay off the roads if you're in any of those tornado warnings this morning. So let's go ahead and give a little bit of zoom out so people can get some perspective who are not from this area, so they know where we're looking at. So if you're anywhere from this line, if you'll draw a line from McCreary County to the top of Pike County, or that'd be pretty nice for me, yeah, and then go around Floyd. Yeah, there you go. Anywhere to the south of that line, we're mainly looking at light rain or no rain. I mean, for majority of our Virginia counties, think Dickinson, Buchanan, Wise, and Lee County, as well as Claiborne and Campbell County, Tennessee, we're looking pretty much clear. I mean, we have almost no rain for those areas over the past couple hours. It's really staying towards our western counties. So if you are anywhere south of here, you do not have any severe weather. We're not watching severe weather at this time for you. We're looking at the severe weather chances above this line, more towards the northwest of this line that Eric drew for us. And we also have this new system that popped up right here. This cell has been developing. You can see it develop towards the end of that radar loop. And that is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. That is for Logan County, Mingo County, and Logan County, West Virginia. That is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag for our West Virginia counties. But the tornado warnings that we are watching are these 3 right here. Again, this one right here is done through the National Weather Service in Louisville, which is why it's a separate box. This one, that does not mean there are 2 separate tornado warnings. You can consider that as one, but it's for Clinton County, Wayne County, and Pulaski County as we're going through the next couple minutes. The second one is set to expire at 7:15, and then the one ahead of it, that system is rolling through. It's set to expire at the top of the hour, so in about 15 minutes, although it does look like it's, if you'll pause the radar, it does look like it's almost towards the end of the box, so we'll see if they extend it or not. But as of right now, they have not. They have not chosen to move it into Laurel County. It's mainly staying just right before it. We're looking towards McCreary County, Pulaski County, and portions of Wayne. And as I mentioned earlier, if I'm mentioning your counties, it's not the entire county for the most part. For this system, we're looking at the southern portions of Pulaski County, the northern portions of McCreary County, and the far eastern portions of Wayne County. But for almost all of Wayne County, you can consider yourself in a tornado warning because we do have that one that is behind it, that is following that system as well. There's a little bit of that rotation that he's pointing out, and it looks like something else just popped up right outside of our area. Is that a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible? Yes, that one right there. Yeah, that would be a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible right behind it. And that's just following this system that we're watching. As you can see, wow, yeah. That is a couplet right there that we're watching. Again, that's between 2 different National Weather Service offices. That's why it looks like 2 boxes, but you can consider that as one. That system will be continuing to move, and it looks like it's heading towards Monticello. So again, Monticello, you've already seen 2 strong systems roll through. This is a 3rd one. I want you to be careful in the next couple hours as that is approaching. Can you show the cone to see when it will get to Monticello?
Yeah, how fast is this moving?
I don't remember. I believe it was 50 or 60.
Okay, I can get to it really quick. Go. It is Let me see.
But again, we're seeing that pretty strong rotation. We're also watching the one that was over here earlier, although it's shifted a little bit. But yeah, we're watching both of those. And that's why we have those 2 warnings in place as we're going through the next couple of minutes. I mean, one of them, this one right here, is set to expire at 7:15. Still has a lot of ways to travel before it gets to the end of it. This one is almost towards the end of its warning, so we'll see how that moves. So again, this one's set to expire at 7:15, but I'll go ahead and go into 7:15 and a little bit after as well, so we can see that momentum of this system. By 6:56, it'll be in Swifton, Monticello. So that's our big city here. Monticello will see this system moving into its area at 6:58. That's what we're watching with that system. Then as you travel into 7:05, Mill Springs. By 7:11, we're seeing Delta. 7:15, that's when it's set to expire. By 7:15, Quinton will see the beginning of the system, this tornado warning that is moving into its area. Now outside of 7:15, here's what you can expect. By the time you get to 7:18, Burnside, Ferguson, 7:22. Now we have that one behind it. We'll go ahead and watch that one too. They still haven't extended that one, so we don't know if they'll continue it, but you do still see some rotation there. You see that green and red right next to each other. Again, that's a measure of that inbound and outbound winds. Can you go back to the there you go. You can see a little bit better. No, the other storm. But that's the couplet on that one. And then as you go more towards the north, you can see the other couplet ahead of it.
So what it's doing is, so the way this works on on our system is when I go from one to another, it switches the radar. So that's why it switches from green to red to green to blue to green to red to green to blue.
Gotcha.
So.
Which is something we mentioned earlier. When you're talking about different radars, it'll look stronger on one or the other. And that's why we probably are having a harder time visualizing this one as we get closer. But you can kind of see it right here where my hand is. But as we move up, you kind of won't be able to see as much because you see we're at the end of that Jackson radar. But there's kind of that general location where that's placed at. And it still doesn't have a lot to travel until it hits the end of that warning. Yes, sir.
You can kind of make it out a little bit right there. And as we mentioned earlier when we were on air earlier, this area, the southwestern part of the viewing area, is weird when it comes to radar location because the Jackson radar is not going to hit it completely. The Nashville radar is not going to hit it completely. The Morristown radar is not going to hit it. So you'll get these cells that it looks like it's dying in that area. And then it's the case of, oh no, it wasn't. Now that another radar is picking it up. So this area right here is one of the toughest areas for verification and stuff like that. So that's why we need those, all 3 of the radar sites to kind of hit to verify what's going on.
And that's why you can kind of see that purple right there. That's just the edge of the radar. And so we're going to continue to watch that. But it does, on this radar, now again, it's that dead spot, so we can't really tell fully. We'll see what the National Weather Service decides. But it looks like it's towards the end of this. Now this one is set to expire in 10 minutes, so we'll see what it ends up doing. But it is right at the end of this warning. So we'll see if they extend it. I know it's a little bit sooner than it's set to expire, but I think they might let it expire. But I'm not sure. Because again, we don't have access to the full range of the radar possibilities with this system. The National Weather Service has more access to that. We'll see what they do in the next couple of minutes. But can we go back down to the one towards Clinton County, see how that's moving? Because that one is, that's a pretty strong couplet, and it's on the way to Monticello.
Yeah, if you're in Monticello, you need to be in your basement or lowest level of your house, away from windows, like right now. This is heading your way. There's your storm relative velocity. I want to verify this with the base velocity. Megan, right there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, we're going to use our debris tracker here. I don't see anything out of the ordinary in terms of debris. So there's
it does look like we had a little bit of a hail core. Yep, and there you go. There's some hail.
There's a hail core right there.
So that's causing some reflectivity with the radar. But we do see.
I'm going to turn off the warnings real quick. I want to look at the gate-to-gate shear on this and see.
As we mentioned earlier, that's a way for us to tell how fast it's spinning. So that's what we're using that for.
Gate-to-gate shear is 98 mile an hour. So that is fast. And what we're looking at is, like we discussed earlier, is you get these greens and reds next to each other right there. And you start getting, basically the greens are going one way and then the reds are going another way. And it starts making that that rotation movement, and that's what we're looking at here on the velocity right there, is that green and red. Gate-to-gate shear is 98 mile an hour. So even if this is not a tornado, we are seeing some straight line wind with this.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice and dice it. But this is making its way towards Monticello. I'm curious to see the next scan, because if this is moving as fast as they say it is, it's pretty much going to be over Monticello. And I want to go ahead and pinpoint, see if I can get some street names on here, some other
You'll have to
cities.
go to the main one. It doesn't pop up on Velocity all the time, but I mean, what we're highlighting is that, I mean, it's moving. We have this tornado warning with a radar indicated tornado. You need to make sure that you are in your safe spot, especially if you're towards portions of, let's see, Slat. If you're by roads near Monticello, we have
it's like Highway 3284, Swifton area, Mercer Drive area, West Street. Looks like if you're near Fall Creek Church area. Let me see if it'll pop up on our velocity mode or if it'll kick off. Here we go. Okay. So there's Monticello. It looks like if you're near the Higginbotham Road area, you're starting to see that rotation. That's west of Slat. If you're near Kentucky Highway 3284, this is heading your way. If you're near Monticello, again, that rotation that we've been keeping an eye on is heading in your direction. So just some landmarks there. After Monticello, it'll be around the Highway 1275 South area. So again, that's where we're seeing that rotation right now. And you can kind of see how it got its act together over the past several scans. And it looks like, Megan, I want a second set of eyes on this, but it looks like on this last scan, like you can see how it was strengthening, and all of a sudden on the last scan, it just started to weaken out.
Yeah,
You
that
can see
could
it
be
right
because
there.
it's getting towards the edge.
Right. It's getting towards the edge of that other radar
But
beam.
it does kind of look like it might be weakening a little bit.
And this is one of those things, Megan, that we were talking about. It's that area is kind of like a gotcha area because of the radar beams and all the radar sites like overshooting each other in that area. So it may not even be weakening at all, but it may just be getting picked up or getting ready to get picked up on another radar.
Yeah.
And again, this is something Meg and I have been talking about this for the past several days. This is a storm you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
It's had a bad history for the past 24
It's had a
hours.
long run. If you'll go to satellite and radar and just zoom out on the whole region so they can just see how big it is right now. And keep in mind, like, I mean, this is just the radar, so it's only picking up the ones we have, so we have to show you satellite. Here's how it's been moving over the past 6
24.
hours. I'll go ahead and 24 hours.
This is the entire run.
Yeah. And it's been moving pretty much directly to the northeast, which is why it appears to be moving as slow as it is, but it is moving really fast. It's just moving in this direction where it's moving like this and not like this. So it looks like it's moving slow, but it's just regenerating behind itself. As you can see, those storms forming over and over again at the end of this and continuing. I mean, we're seeing some severe weather even up to New York. They're seeing some snow right now.
I'm going to pull up real quick. I'm going to see if this will come up. Storm reports over the last 24 hours because I want to show kind of the history of where we are now with this. So I'm calling up the storm reports now. If our weather computer will allow it, if it doesn't crash on me. Here we go. So let me filter out just the tornadoes that has been associated with this storm. And this, again, has just been over the past 24 hours. Give me just a second as this pops up.
It sometimes it's a lot of data that we're downloading for this since we're looking at such a wide range. Because, I mean, this storm it's moved all over the country.
And you can see just here, okay, it's coming up slowly. Just with all the little dots on there, just that alone tells the story, how we've had substantial wind damage, how we've had hail reports, wind reports, flooding. I'm filtering everything out now so we can get a good idea as to what we've been seeing here. I want, let's do tornadoes only. Here we go. All right, it looks like our computer's locking up on us. But just to give you an idea, oh, there it goes. Just to give you an idea as to how powerful that system is, those dots that you just saw on the map. Okay, so here was the, and it just went back one. Megan, if you can go back a frame real quick, because it was just up.
It's not loading. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to call up again the, let's go back to live pinpoint Doppler radar. And instead of 24 hours, let's do 12. And see if this will work. Because all those dots tell a story with this storm. And for a second there, you had it. How many funnel clouds and confirmed tornadoes were reported with this system alone? And that's why we kept saying this is one that we don't want to mess with, because this has been an extremely dangerous situation. We had that PDS tornado watcher, particularly dangerous
While
situation.
he's pulling that up, can we get Max 2 up, since that's taking a while to load? Thank you. So while he's trying to load that out again, because that's a lot of data, we have a lot to come through with that, and it's all over the U.S. We'll show you this live pinpoint Doppler radar, and he'll go in that in a little bit, and we'll have him speak those out when they finally come in, because it does take a while for that to load as well. But we're still watching these 2 tornado warnings as you're traveling towards, again, Wayne County, Pulaski County, and also portions of McCreary County this morning. So again, here's a look at those that we're looking at right now. We have the one that I think they're going to let expire. This is supposed to expire at 7:15. However, the main portion of like the fast winds in the core is on its way out. So we'll see what they end up doing with this over the next couple of minutes. But as you're traveling towards the one that started off in Clinton and continues to move, I mean, we're seeing some progress with that. And I'll go ahead and switch it to velocity while he's still working on the local storm reports.
I got it for you.
You got it pulled up?
Yeah, I got that, and I got your velocity up too.
But you can see on velocity towards the bottom of that warning, you can see the rotation still right here towards Monticello. So again, if you're in Monticello, you need to be in your safe spot. That is the most critical information for me to give to you right now. You need to be on the center portions of your home. You need to protect your head. I know we've said this a couple times during this, is that you need to make sure that you are covering your head. And an arm injury heals a lot faster than a head injury. So protect your kids. Protect your head. Kids, I know that when you did your tornado warnings at school, they tell you to crouch down, cover your head with your hands. That is still the best option for you to do as you're going into this situation as well. Same thing. Go to the most central portions of your home, away from windows, bathrooms, closets, hallways. Basements are the best option. Cover your head. Again, stay away from windows. I'm really highlighting that, and get as low as you can, because that's what's going to save you during this situation. Again, we're watching these very fast wind speeds with this system as it continues to move through. Again, this is a tornado warning, and it looks like they did get rid of the one behind it. So there's the news there, is that this one has expired, and now we're just looking at this one. And they do still have this tornado warning out for it as well. We'll see if they expire that one as well. But we're just watching this one primarily right now in Monticello.
Real quick, if we can go to the Max one really quick. I have that pulled up. This is the history of this storm. 36 reports of tornadic activity or funnel clouds. We have 9 injuries with this. And that's just been over the past 24 hours. So this system has done some substantial damage as it inches closer to eastern Kentucky. And this is what's concerning. Even now, the few minutes I was out, it's still very much warm out.
Yes, and I also want to highlight that a lot of the reason why those reports were more towards the east, the west, excuse me, is because when those tornadoes were hitting on West Kentucky, it was still light outside. It was like 4 o'clock for some places, and then it did continue into 11 o'clock. They did see it into the nighttime, but that's why we're not seeing as many reports either, is because for our region, this has been a nocturnal event. It has been dark the entire time, and I'm looking over at the cameras over there. It looks like the sun still hasn't risen yet, so it's still dark outside. So we're not going to get a lot of reports until that sun starts to rise, and that's, again, why we're not seeing a lot of reports here. And we're also seeing some fog as we're traveling just outside of our region as well. I can see that on some of our other things. So it's not safe to travel. It's not safe at all. We have that tornado warning. We have that severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible. You're seeing heavy rainfall. You also have some fog in the area. Be careful. Do not leave your home. Stay indoors. Keep yourself protected. Do everything you can to keep yourself safe through the next couple minutes, because that is the most critical thing as we're going through this system. Can we switch to velocity one more time? Yep. I know the system is set to expire at 7:15, correct?
I think so. Let me double check on this.
So you can see right here, again, that's where we're looking at for that couplet that we've been talking about, and it's almost towards the end of this warning. So we'll see how that changes. Looks like they did update this one, and that slight rotation that I was seeing, it looks like they are picking up on it as well with the one towards Clinton. And again, that's moving in our area too. So we're watching, mainly for us, we're watching this right here over Monticello. Again, if you're in Monticello, you need to be protected. Can we go ahead and look at some of those cities, those smaller cities, so we can get more on the map as you're traveling towards this? Mill Springs, you need to take cover. Same with Gregory. Are there some more cities that are closer to the center of this that we can highlight for everybody? It looks like towards the center of it is Highway 789. So if you're on that road, you should not be on that road. You need to avoid traveling, especially if you know anybody that's going to be taking that road today, if they're traveling to go to work or school. Make sure they're avoiding that road. Keep everybody up to date. As you're going towards, is that Morrow Chapel?
Morrow Chapel. It looks like Highway 789 as well.
Yes, and then, I mean, Monticello again. I know it's more towards the north of Monticello now. We've seen it kind of move a little bit, but still, everyone in this tornado warning is still seeing those incredibly fast wind speeds. This has been a fast event throughout its entirety. We've seen these fast wind speeds from start to end, those heavy rainfall totals, and we've even had some hail falling as well. We've seen some of the hail core. Can you pull up the debris? Yeah. See if we have any debris with the system. Again, we're looking around this area for it, and it looks like we're not seeing anything
out of the ordinary. We're not seeing anything that pops out.
But we are still looking at this area right here in terms of velocity and rainfall totals for the amount of rain that we're looking at, and also for that slight rotation that we're looking at. And again, we're under that tornado warning until 7:15, so we still have about 10 minutes left on this. We'll see if they choose to continue with it or not. But as of right now, if you are in that tornado warning, it is critical for you to be indoors and staying safe. So let's go through some safety tips real quick, and then we'll hop into that tornado watch, let people know what's still under that tornado watch, and then we'll go back to this.
All right, graphics up, and again, here's what you need to do if possible. Get into a substantial shelter, get as low as possible, ditch or ravine, lie flat, cover your head with your hands or blankets or pillows. Make sure, kids, if you have a bike helmet, make sure you put that on, football helmet, hard hat, whatever. Make sure you have something over your head. Do not, under any circumstance, shelter under an overpass, and avoid potential sources of flying debris. Again, you need to be in your basement, lowest level of your house, get away from windows, or if you don't have any basement, get into like a bathroom, get into an interior hallway, what have you. Make sure you have enough walls between you and the outdoors. Megan.
Okay, so we're gonna also look at the amount of rain that we've seen with this system. Excuse me, because we really started seeing rain around 3 a.m. and I know I just was in the newscast a little bit, pulled up this graphic, and we were looking at only Somerset having 1 inch or above, but now we're seeing that Somerset's almost at 1.5 inches, and we're now at 1 inch as you're traveling towards. I can't see that city on that map. If you'll tell me what that one is.
Which one was that?
The 1.06.
1.06. That was Frenchburg.
Frenchburg is at 1.06. So we're seeing that both those cities are now above 1 inch. This is going to be a high precip thing, and again, we have multiple rounds going over and over again through the next couple of days. So we really need to make sure that we're being careful just with the amount of rain that you can expect. Again, you can download that WYMT First Alert Weather app to get more information. I know we're really focusing on that tornado warning towards the more southwestern portion of our area, but it's critical for the other areas if you want to get more information that we're not focusing on your area because you are not under an advisory. You can download this app. It'll show you the radar. It'll show you all the advisories on it as well, so you can get more information on where you're located and where that rain is moving. So let's go ahead and go back to that radar and just get another picture on Pulaski County right now and show everyone what's going on. Oh, looks like we're going to pull up that tornado watch first. So here's a look at those tornado watch. Again, this is not a warning. This is tornado watch for all these counties, lit up in red, set to expire at 9 a.m. So we're going to continue to be tracking for severe weather until 9 a.m. And then we do have that tornado warning as you're traveling towards McCreary County. Oh, looks like they did expire that top one, we're just looking at that Monticello one. So if you can zoom into Wayne County for me, Eric, thank you. And that's for just Pulaski and Wayne County, and as well as Clinton County, which is just outside of our area. And then you can see this brown box right here. Now that is mostly outside of our region, but that is a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible. So we'll see how that changes in a little bit. But this is that tornado warning, again, for Pulaski, Wayne County, radar indicated, expiring at 7:15, which is just a couple minutes away. So we'll see how that changes as we're going into this. Can you pull up velocity for me so we can see that couplet again? And then we'll do the cone so we can see how it's moving. Now, okay, I want to mention we are towards the end of the Morristown radar. I believe that's Morristown, and that's why it's kind of hard for us to see what's going on here. We might be in another one of the spots, or it could be dissolving. So there's some news there, but we do have this other one that we're watching that was in Clinton County that we're watching and seeing how that will move as well. How fast is this one moving?
This one's still moving at 50.
50, okay. So it'll get to Zula at 7:13, Monticello. So again, this could be another chance for this to get another storm because this is a secondary one that we're kind of monitoring a little bit. Monticello would see this at 7:24. Mill Springs we'll see at 7:32. Now it's set to expire before then, but that's what we're watching. And then again, for this one behind it, we're having a hard time seeing the rotation, but I think it's right here. Again, we're at that end of the radar, so it's very difficult for the southwestern portion of our coverage area to see what's going on.
I'm gonna move the map around so it'll try to pick up the different radars to kind of see if we can see any type of consistency with that area. So let's see what I can.
There you go. Okay, yeah, now you can definitely see it a little bit more. So this is the Louisville radar that we're on now, and you can see that rotation still there on this one, and we're seeing that rotation on that second one that's in Clinton as well. So again, we're still a little bit more south and more to the west. Sorry, I was covering you a little bit, Eric.
Okay, so we have
this one right here.
Yep, we have this one here.
And then we have this one by Powersburg.
You know what? It would not surprise me, and I'm going to draw this out real quick. From here, it would not surprise me if this area right here got put under something pretty quick.
Yeah, we're at the end of this. This one is set to expire at 7:15, but we're still seeing that rotation on.
Would not surprise me if Somerset got put under something any minute now.
We'll see what happens, but again, it's almost on the way out of there. I would expect within the next 5 minutes it would be out of this red box, the tornado warning, and we'll see if they extend it. And then again, we do have this one right here that is in Clinton County, I believe is the name of that county that we're watching that will extend. Okay, there's a new radar scan right there, and now we switch to the Jackson radar. Again, you can see that right there, and also Powersburg. So we're moving around to all three different radars because we're in that little area between the three. I mean, you can see Louisville stops here, Jackson stops here, and then Morristown stopped about here. So we're really in that blank spot for here. And I believe Nashville stops just underneath it as well. So that's why we're having kind of a hard time picturing it. We have to go through a couple of different radars to see it. But again, you can still see that radar indicated tornado right here by Mill Springs in this tornado warning on its way out. So I'm not sure if they're going to extend it or not.
I'm going to look at the chat line real quick and see what they're saying. If they're
I'll go ahead and go back to the computer while you're doing that just so I can drive. So let's see. As we're moving down a little bit more, so again, multiple different radar scans. So this is the Nashville one. And you can still, on the Nashville one, see some of that rotation towards Powersburg. You can see it right there between that light pink and that red. And then as we move, let's see, towards the next one, that Louisville radar, we're seeing it still in Powersburg. So that's the strongest indicator. And then in the Mill Springs, we're still seeing that rotation there. And then as we're traveling a little bit more towards the Jackson radar, you're having a harder time seeing some of these storms. Still seeing that little rotation there in Powersburg, in Mill Springs. But we'll see how they update that in the next couple of minutes. So we're keeping an eye on these two systems. Again, both of them are under a tornado warning. So we're watching both of these right now. And we're going to see if there's any updates. I've seen some people asking about schools being canceled in the chat. On WYMT.com, we have that orange bar where you can click that and it will show the closings and delays. Right now, I just refreshed it. It's still just saying Estill County, which is in our area, and it's also saying Lewis County, which is out of our region, but that is on our website. And then you can also click on the red bar at the top that shows the weather and alerts. So you can get a little bit more information on your county itself. You can hit Control F and search up your county on Windows and Command F on Mac to find your county as well. But we're still watching these, still no update on the radar for those two systems that we are watching this morning. So we'll see how they update it again. The one in Wayne County is set to expire in 3 minutes. So we're going to see what they do with that one. And then for this one right here, this one is set to expire at, it says 6:15 a.m. I think it means to say 7:15, yeah. So we're watching both of those right now and seeing how they change through the next couple hours. Now I've seen a couple of people asking for updates, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give like the whole view since people are asking for the entirety of the area and just kind of highlight that. So starting off with the live pinpoint Doppler radar, just looking at the rainfall amounts, we're still seeing that if you are south of this line that I'm drawing you, you're just looking at light rain chances to no rain. I mean, our Virginia counties really haven't seen a drop of rain at all. So keep that in mind as we're going through the next couple hours. And then as we're looking at the rest of the area, we have this severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible tag for Boone County, which is out of our area. Same with Lincoln County, out of our area. But Mingo, Logan, and Wayne County, West Virginia, are under the severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. And then again, we see that heavy rain, a lot of lightning in the area. And then we just got another update on this right here. Behind it, I don't know why it's not picking it up. But we do have that brown outline. That's a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible tag. And then right behind it, we have the one in Clinton. And then the one that's in our area that we're still watching, still set to expire at 7:15. And there's been no update to it. So maybe they'll let it expire. So that's what we're tracking right now. Again, that's all we're looking at in terms of this system as of right now is just this one in Wayne County. Some of the areas that we're keeping an eye on that you should be protecting yourself if you're towards Rankin, if you're towards the Mount Pleasant Church, Cumberland Point Recreational Center, Mill Springs, if you're going towards Highway 2393, if you're going towards L Springs Road or Old Mill Springs Road, anywhere towards this area where you're seeing that red and the green right next to each other. I know we're on a couple of different radars, so that's why it's kind of popping between two of them, but that's where you need to keep yourself safe. I see some people asking about the Hal Rogers in particular, so I'll go ahead and kind of show you that right now. I'll go ahead and go back into the radar. Hal Rogers is about right here, right? So it's kind of hard because it's a east-west line, and we're looking at this line moving north-south, but if you are anywhere to the northwest of what I'm drawing right now on the Hal Rogers, it's not safe to be on the roads. We're still seeing that heavy rainfall, and we do have some chances, for the most part, of some heavy rain. But what I will say is our only severe weather, it just expired. They did let that expire. So that tornado warning that we were looking at towards Wayne County has expired. So no more tornado warning in the area as of right now.
So Megan, one thing, and this just came in on the National Weather Service too. It says instability has become marginal to support sustained supercells north of the Kentucky-Tennessee border, but the strong shear is now ripping the supercells apart as they come into the area.
Okay. So there's some good news right there is that while we do have those fast winds, they're starting to tear apart any formation of things. It's basically what he's trying to say is that the instability and the shear aren't really combining together to help the formation of tornadoes. So we're starting to see it calm down a little bit. So now we're really just looking at heavy rain across the area. So for the most part right now, we're looking at it calming down. There's the good news. We do see this right here, this severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible just outside of our area. That's for Clay, Fentress, Jackson, Overknott, Pickett, and Putnam. Now, when I say Jackson, that is Jackson County, Tennessee, not Kentucky, not to be confused. But that is what we're looking at right now. That's the only thing that is moving into our area that is warned. If we zoom out, I mean, we still have a lot of lines backwards where we're having some severe weather just south of Nashville, but for the most part, our region is in the clear. Again, still watching this severe thunderstorm warning to see how that changes. But anything to add on to that, Eric?
No, I have nothing to add. The only thing that we had is where the National Weather Service was saying that the instability has become marginal to support the sustained supercells. And now that we're seeing the strong shear, it's ripping apart the supercells as they come into the area. So.
And I'm hearing a lot of people asking about, certain counties. But what I will say is there's no more severe weather in our region. So when it comes to tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible, that is no longer in our counties, in our area. The only thing that we're looking at is just outside of our region, right up to Wayne County and McCreary County. It's not in that area. It's more towards the south that we're tracking. But let me repeat this because I see some more comments. But everywhere in the WYMT viewing area is clear from active warnings. There are no active warnings as of right now. Does that mean go out and drive all over? No. You still want to make sure you're being weather aware. It's still really fast winds, heavy rain speeds, heavy rain, but we are looking at a clearing from the severe weather as of right now. Now, some more people are asking about what's clear and what's not in terms of rain. If you are south of this line, especially, I'm going to go ahead and just circle it actually as you're, oh, it's not wanting to work. Oh, okay. Let me redraw that line. If you're looking in this area, you're mainly just looking at light rain to no rain, as a lot of our Virginia counties have no rain and have not seen rain this morning. But if you're anywhere to the north of that, you're still seeing some heavy rain, fast wind speeds, and that is about it. So the only thing we have our eyes on, because again, we have no warnings in our area, just watches, is this right here as we're traveling more towards the south. Now that is outside of our viewing area as you are moving just southwest of Wayne County, Kentucky. Again, not in Wayne County, Kentucky, just southwest of Wayne County, Kentucky, and it is a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible. So we will be watching that, see how that develops. But again, as of now, we are in the clear from any warnings in the area.
All right, so again, we'll do a quick recap on this. We'll go back.
We'll also show the watches too.
Yeah, let's go over everything really quick. So again, there's the latest live pinpoint Doppler radar. You can see just over the past 3 hours how it just got its act together, and now it's starting to kind of lose its oomph, if you will, because we are getting that shear in, which is pretty much just choking this storm. Here's a look at the that's the severe thunderstorm.
Looks like they let the severe thunderstorm watch dissipate, so now we're just watching that tornado watch.
So the tornado watch, let's see if we have an update here. Okay, so again, this is for the counties shaded in red. This goes into effect until 9 o'clock. Let's see if it's for everybody or, yeah, so it looks like everybody's been extended until 9.
Yes, everyone's till 9. It just had different start times.
Correct.
But yes, these tornado watches will expire at 9 a.m. Now, I will still be staying in the building until then to keep track of it if anything does change. But that's what we're watching in terms of tornado chances. And then as we look at the flood watch, let me pull that one up for you guys. We're still under that flood watch for all those counties lit up in green. And as you notice, I will zoom out a little bit as this system has progressed. There's been a lot of flood watches and advisories outside of our area too. So we're watching how that will progress into our region as well. But as of right now, we're just looking at flood watches.
And I want to give a disclaimer, Megan, on this flood watch. Let me go ahead and move it back here. This flood watch
is until Sunday. Sunday
morning at 8 a.m. So we're going to be in this for a while.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap everything up. We'll show you the radar one more time, and then I'll go ahead and do future view because people are asking about the rest of the day. So here's a look right now. Again, no active warnings in our area. There is just an active warning just south of our area, but again, not in our area. We're just looking at heavy rainfall, fast wind speeds as of right now. And here's a look at that future view. As we're going through the next couple of hours, we'll just continue to track that moving into our area. Again, lightening up as you're heading into that 9 o'clock hour, seeing some heavier rain chances still in the forecast. But as you head into the afternoon, we have another slight round. Here's about 6 o'clock. Now this will mainly just be staying to our western and northwestern borders. And then as we go into the nighttime, again, we have another chance. Here's 2 a.m. Friday. That will be pushing through, giving some rain chances to our Virginia counties, and then another round overnight, another round Friday morning here, 6 a.m. And then we have another round yet again as you're heading into Friday evening, and then another round as you head into Saturday morning. And then the final round, oh, it popped up on me. The final round will be as you're heading Saturday night and into Sunday. So once Sunday rolls through, things will start clearing up. We have tons of rounds of rain as we're going through the next time. So again, no active warnings are in place for our area. I know we have a lot more people asking about that, but no more active warnings.
Somebody was asking earlier in the last go round, when all said and done, how are we going to know? It's going to get cold behind this, because we're going to see temperatures upper 40s, low 50s from Monday as well as Tuesday.
Yeah.
So once that last front pushes through and we go from the 80s to the 50s, that's when everything's going to be out of here.
Yeah. So again, as you said, we have those temperatures in the 80s. So still seeing warm temperatures for today, Friday, and Saturday. Then we'll start to cool down on Sunday as that first cold front comes through, and then a second cold front comes through going into Monday, dropping us down to the 50s, and then 40s, upper 40s for Tuesday. And once those colder temperatures are set in, that energy will be gone, and we will be starting to wrap up the rest of the severe weather, and we'll start to be drier as we're going into the next work week.
All right, current time is now 7:24. Again, thank you so much for trusting us with your severe weather coverage. We know you do have a lot of options, and we thank you for trusting us as your local weather source. For meteorologist Megan Dusmal, I'm meteorologist Eric Dean. We'll go